Hi guys, now today in this video we're going to look at long multiplication and the more traditional method, but I'm going to explain why we use it and how it's come about and prove to you that it is the most fluent way of multiplying. So this probably isn't the first time you've seen these skills, but let's start here. So let's imagine we have a field, say, and it's say 7 meters by 5 meters. And you should know that if you multiply these two dimensions, you would get the area and therefore the amount of space occupied by a field. And we would say we have 35 square meters. Now that's nice and simple. But if the field, and most people only know their times tables up to 12 maybe, but let's go a bit further. Let's go 14. So it's 14 meters by 5. Now, I don't expect you to know what 14 times 5 is, but I do expect you to be able to work it out. So what most people do, they say, right, well, let's just draw a line down this field. Let's change this 14 slightly, so we have, say, 10 and 4, because I know these two times tables very well. So 4 times 5 would be 20, and 10 times 5 is 50, and therefore 14, so we'd add these together to make the 14, so we're adding these areas, would be 70. So 14 times 5 would be 70. Now, this is all well and good, but this method, especially when numbers get larger, is quite ineffective and very slow. So we tried to develop a more fluent way, like so. Now it's exactly the same. So here we did 4 times 5, so again 4 times 5, well that would be 20. And here it was 10 times 5, and you should know that this 1 here is a 10. And that's so it's 10 times 5, which was also 50. And if we combine those, we get 70. So it's a bit quicker because we're not drawing out a picture. But yet, when the numbers get big, it still is a little bit slow. So what we actually do to speed things up is this. Now, still do 4 times 5, but what we're going to do is put just the unit value, and the 2, the tens, I'm going to carry over, write it small just underneath. And then I just do 1 times 5 is 5, add the 2, and I get 7. So yes, this is a 10, but for this I'm going to treat it as a 5. So 1 times 5 is 5, carry over the 2, and I get 7. And you'll see I have exactly the same answer. So let's go ahead and try some of these. So just start a new page. Okay, so there we go. So let's try 38 times 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. So with addition, subtraction, we always start from the right, so this isn't anything different. So 3 times 8 is 24. So I write the units, the 4, and I carry over the 10 to the next column. So everything has to be in a line. So I've done this one. So now I'm going to go across. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 2 is 11. So I know that 38 times 3 is 114. That is a lot quicker, and you don't have to multiply by like powers of 10, which isn't difficult, but this is much, much speedier. Just try one more like this, and I'll make it a bit harder. So I didn't mean to do that squiggle. So let's do 57 times 9. So 9 sevens, 63. So I carry over the tens into the next column, the tens column, and 5 nines are 45. So that's what. So 45 plus 6 is 51. Okay. Now let's make this number at the top a little bit longer. So let's go 4 to 8 times 4. So it's exactly the same process. So 8 fours are 32. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus is 3. It gives us 11. So 1. Carry the 1. 4 times 4 is 16. Add the 1 is 17. And then there we go. So we're just moving always in this direction every time, from right to left, until we've multiplied all the numbers. So let's make it a tad harder. Let's say we've got a double digit by double digit. So Let's do 38 times 23. So if you did it with the box, your box is getting bigger and bigger, and you're going to have quite a nasty addition sum at the end. So you'll see this is quicker. 8 3s are 24. So I've done the 8 multiplied by 3. So again, I'm going to go across like this. So it's 3 times 3. Remember, I'm always going to multiply by this digit first, just like I did before. If you imagine the 2 wasn't there, I would have done the 8 times 3 and then the 3 times 3. But for this question, it is there. So 3 3s are 9, add the 2 is 11. Now, because I'll be doing 38 times 20, that is the same as timesing by 2, but then adding a 0 on the end. So that is what we do. So when we move over into this second column here, when we're multiplying by this 2, we just add a 0 because we're timesing by 20 or 30, whatever it might be. But to times by 20, you double everything, but you add this 0 here. Another way of thinking about it is if you're in this column here, your first number has to start there, and therefore you need to add a 0 to preserve the place value. So 8 2s are 16, so 6, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, add this 1 is 7. So I've done exactly the same as I did with the 3, but with the 2. Now you just add them up. So 4 add 0 is 4, 1 add 6, 7, 1 add 7, 8. So if you're thinking, wow, golly, that was pretty hard, it is the first time you see it, but you will get used to it with some practice. If you think you may have it, why not pause the video, try it for this one, and see how you get on. So here we go. So we're going to go this way, but starting with this number. So 7 times 5 is 35. Make sure my 3 is under the next column. 5 times 5 is 25. Add this 3, I would get 28. So if you like, that one's been done. So now I'm going to move on to this number, and again, go from right to left. So 7 times 3, well, sorry, it's going to be times 30, so we add the 0. Now we're going to times it by 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. 5 times 3 is 15. Add this 2, 17. And you'll notice I didn't carry over to this point here because I'd reached the end. There were no more numbers to multiply, so we don't bother then. We just make it a large number in the next column. So that'd be 5 if I add them. 9, 9, 1. So 57 times 35 is 1,995. Let's make it a bit bigger again. Let's do 342 times 73. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. So 2 times 3, 6. 4 times 3, 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus this 1 is 10. Now, I have multiplied the whole top row by 3, so that one's done. Now moving on to the 7, but this is 70, so I add a 0, and now I can just times by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14, carry the 1. 4 times 7, 28, add the 1, 29. 3 times 7 is 21, plus the 2 is 23. Because I've got no more numbers, I don't write it small, I carry that 2 over to the next column. Add these up, 6, 6, 9, 4, 2. So we have 24,966. Okay, so here's the end of the video. What I want you to do is bring me the answer to this question to your next lesson. There's 2. So we're going to have, oh, my computer's doing something funny. Here we go. So 96 times 34. And I want you to bring me the answer to 523 times 46. Now, you need to pause this video, make notes on this video, watch it as many times as you need to make sure you understand this, ready for my next lesson, because we're going to take this to another level. Okay, good luck.